medical doctors. This webinar is for the international dentists, for the dentists living and working out of the UK and who want to come to the UK and live in the UK as a dentist and who want to do their own job in the UK. So we will have the aim of the webinar is to give a guidance for the dentists, so about College of Medicine and Dentistry, how to be a dentist in the UK and the route and the scholarship, which is very exciting. You will hear more details. So there is very tight schedule here. So that's why we'll be very quick, and then we will just briefly give information to you at the end of this session. We will have question and answer session as well, so you will be able to ask your questions. You can write your questions to the Q&A and the bottom of the Zoom, or you can write to chat, or you can write during the webinar as well, but we will answer at the end of the session in a Q&A session. And also you can raise your hand, and at the end of the session, you can ask. If you raise your hand, it means we will open your microphone and video, and you will be live with us with your question. So today we will, Professor Maher is with us. He will talk about the College of Medicine and Dentistry. Marwa will be joining to us, and she will talk about the AGDP program, the master's program, focusing on to the international dentists. And Claire will speak about the scholarship process and benefits. And again, Professor Maher will speak about the route to be a dentist, so how you can be a dentist in the UK if you are a dentist out of the UK. And then Q&A session will be managed by Joe and Pam. So they are our recruitment angels of the college. And then, yeah, we will have 1 hour. Then afterwards, we will have the Q&A session. I think we can start to the main points. I may turn off my camera sometimes, so I do apologize for this from everybody. So yes, feel free to ask your questions into the Q&A bottom, or raise your hand. So let the journey begins, and good afternoon, good evening, good night to everybody. I'm saying all of them because you are everywhere in the world, the time changes. So let's start with Professor Maher Al-Masri, the Dean of College of Medicine and Dentistry, to give us information about the school, who we are, what we do.
Thank you very much, Hakan. Thank you. And I'd like to thank my team as well, including people who are in this chat room or Zoom room, and those who are not with us today, because we have very busy schedule on a daily basis, and teaching, management, and leading, and mentoring, coaching students to jobs and other areas. So meetings all around in the college. And thank you very much, Knightsbridge Academy, for arranging this webinar with good number of dentists from all around the globe. I'd like to ask Claire to interject at any moment, please, and take over from me, because you're doing this on a daily basis now and speaking to many organizations and many dentists and many doctors also, because we don't only recruit or teach and train dentists, we recruit and teach and train doctors also. Okay, so my name is Maher Al-Masri. I'm the Dean and the CEO of the college, and I'm one of the founders. This college was established in 2013, that's almost 10 years, but it was under a different institution. So it was under BBP University, and then we carved out and re-evolved and established the College of Medicine and Dentistry under the current management structure in 2018. So that's 5 years ago. I will share some of the slides if that's okay, and let me try to do this because sometimes it's a bit technical. So can you see my slide?
Yes, we see them, Maher.
Wonderful, thank you. So as I said, my name is Maher Al Masri. I'm a dentist by qualification, right? I'm just like yourself, guys. I've done a TDS degree from Damascus University. I did oral surgery training between the year 95 to 2002, 2003. And then I did a MSc degree at the Royal London. All oral surgery training was at the Royal London as well. So in London, I did MSc degree at the London, and then implant scholarship in Germany. And then I came back and I had a PhD degree, and I was teaching at the London Royal London Hospital for 5 years. I did my PhD in tissue regeneration. And then I moved to Warwick University. From Warwick, I was leading an oral surgery program. And then in 2013, I established this college under BBP University, which, as I mentioned earlier, we carved out in 2018. I have done an MBA in higher education management as well. And I led the carve out from BBP to establish this. And we currently work under the validation of Ulster University. And on this slide, you will see our logo, the logo of Ulster University, and you see what defines us in a way. That's the college that looks after the future of the students. So our college, your future, and we think that they're very much connected together. So who we are, again, our history traces to 2013. The first private institution to deliver postgraduate dentistry in the UK. So we are a private provider, validated by Ulster University, which is a public provider. We focus on a wide range of training programs for dental team. We very much student-centered, and we do not compromise on quality assurance. Quality is number one. And we started with 10 postgraduate programs, and we did expand the portfolio for programs, and we went into medical as well. And our vision is to provide basically, or to be the global leader of education and training, very much dedicated to the profession in healthcare. So it's not only dentistry. We have also a mission. We have promise, provide pioneered clinically focused teaching, uncompromised excellence, innovation, and again, develop clinical leaders. And we work with the employers big time. At least 97% of our teaching staff, they have a master's degree or professional education. I mean, this is an older slide, so we teach 30 students from 30 countries. Now we're proud to say they're over 70. We communicated in 2019 with 80% dental professionals. Until now, we graduated more than 500 students. In 2019, we prepared more than 100 new dentists to the profession. And now I'm saying to you, it's over 500. We delivered education to over 100 dental care professionals in the UK. And globally, between 2013 until now, we communicated with over 200,000 dentists on global. So we are proud of our statistics. Very much the most international college in the UK, especially in dentistry. We focus on employability, building career pathways for our clinicians, wide scope between CPDs to professional diplomas, MSCs, and PhDs, career support is a priority for us. As I mentioned earlier, we commit to enable and enhance career for all graduates, career enhanced, and we diversify into a different range of programs. Our programs, they go from one area to another. Again, students, they come from all around the globe, over 70 now. Our programs range from restorative to orthodontics, oral surgery, endodontics, advanced in dental practice, which is the focus of today. And this is one of our graduates is saying, this is really the best dentistry education you can get. We have state-of-the-art facilities in central Birmingham, from simulation centers to AV facilities, audiovisual, seminar rooms, lecture theatre, and we have the best faculty in dentistry between all dental schools in the UK, and we do challenge UK dental schools with faculty. Actually, we have them international, really international. Professor Raj Rajarayan, who is the head of the HDP program, vast experience, lots of qualifications, and he received an award from Her Majesty the Queen of United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth. He received the Officer of the Order of British Empire, that's OBE, only for the services dental education. Professor Alani, who's very well-known teacher in TMJ disorders. Professor Riaz Yar, Professor of Prosthodontics, again, very well-known in occlusion and management of full mouth rehabilitation. Professor Dominique Ichasopoulou, again, Professor of Periodontics, very well known in Europe, and she's head of periodontics in our group. Professor Flavio Pisani, another periodontist from Italy. Professor Golati, who's head of oral surgery. Professor Bilal Ahmad, associate professor in oral surgery implantology with doctorate degree from Switzerland, education from Harvard University, fellowship and education from Northern Ireland, London, Edinburgh, and he's originally a graduate from University of Hong Kong, which is #1 institution in dentistry in the world. Associate Professor Faria Doma, again, a specialist oral surgeon with lots of experience, and Professor Noha Saudi, who's one of 3 clinical microbiologists in the UK in the oral cavity, and she is the head of research in our college. Professor Ali Ghanem, head of facial aesthetics, etc. So we have large number of very well regarded and esteemed faculty. They're very much international. Back to you. If you want me to talk more about the college, that's fine. If you want me to talk about the program, it's okay. Claire, if you want to highlight some other aspects, please feel free.
Thank you very much, Professor Meyer. Claire, if you have anything you want to highlight, you can do it now or later on. Or if not now, we'll be happy if we can hear from Marwa. Marwa, are you here?
Hi, Hakan.
Hi, Marwa. How
Thank
are
you so much. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's nice. It will be better to see you, but I think we can't see you at the moment.
To be honest, I started the video, but I don't know why it's not turning on.
Oh, I don't know.
Hakan.
Yeah, it should be okay now.
Can you just try it again, please?
Yes, please.
It's coming. Perfect. Can you ask me how I am now at the moment again?
How are you now?
I am better now. Perfect.
Okay, great. Great.
So-
Great to see you, everyone. I don't it would be nice to see the candidates as well, but it's understandable if they don't like to switch the cameras on.
Oh yeah, and also we don't have such a big screen, I think. So we will be more than happy if you can just inform us about the program you are leading, Advanced General Dental Practice, and
Sure.
and also can you just introduce yourself for us? I know you, but for the attendees, please.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Hakan. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Marwa Al-Kassaw. I am the director of academic program at the college. One of the master programs I closely work alongside a pioneer team is the advanced general dental practice. So it is, as I think the dean has covered the main highlights about the program. It is indeed a unique program that is designed for international dentists who are planning to pursue and relocate into the UK, develop their dental career, and work as dental care professional, ultimately as dentists. The program is structured and designed closely to prepare a student and support student to pass the overseas exam. I am sure everyone is aware that international dentists, they are required to pass an exam set by the GDC, the General Dental Council, referred to as the ORE, or the another equivalent exam set by the Royal College of Surgeons, the LDS. Both exam, one of each is will qualify the students or the international candidates to register and practice dentistry in the UK. Although it's that this is the main focus or the core of the program, however, it's more than just preparing or training the student for the exam. It's a master degree that has many other aspects to it. It works on building the academic and research skills, introducing students into and build their evidence base and a critical understanding of the evidence. It prepares them and equip them with the needed knowledge and the clinical skills required to practice dentistry safely in the UK. This is by introducing or training them on the legal framework, understanding patient care, what are the GDC requirements, how dentistry is practiced in the UK. Part of this program is connecting students to professionals. So we emphasize or encourage the active networking skills, and we support students' employability, which has already covered by as the dean mentioned. The program has a number of modules closely designed or structured to tailor or prepare students for, as I said, the exam. So there's the basic sciences module and the examination diagnosis and treatment planning module. The learning outcomes of those modules, they target preparation for ORE and LDS Part 1. Examination diagnosis and treatment planning, it also prepares students for the OSCE part of the exams. Practical skills training, intensive practical skills training on mannequin, led by an expert in the field, an expert tutor who work closely with the team who leads the exam. So she is always up to date and knowledgeable of what are the updates or changes on the exam requirement. Student will receive around 10 cycles of the practical skills training in using materials and models that are identical to the exam requirement. As I said, building the research skills is, or the critical understanding is a core as well. Research module, we encourage students to complete a clinical audit, something that will enhance their understanding of what is an audit. It's which is an element required during their practical future career. If they wish to complete a research projects, they also have the opportunity to do so. Those who have a background in research, or they wish to take this opportunity, it's also available. The clinical governance module is a a well-structured module to address all the communication, understanding the legal framework, how patient records is kept, and which is yes, it's essential towards them understanding the system or how dentistry is practiced. However, it's also an important component as part of preparation for the exam. That's the a sort of overall view of how the program is structured. Learning outcomes is assessed applying a range of assessment approaches that include practical OSCEs. Students are encouraged to participate in mocks, online mocks and practical mocks to enhance their confidence and ensure that they are well prepared and they understand the importance of exam techniques.
Thank you very much, Marwa. It's very summarized and brief and compact information. Thank you so much. Now, I will be more than happy, Claire, if you can just mention about this scholarship process and the benefits of this scholarship, please. And can you introduce yourself when starting?
Sure. Thanks, Hakan. So I'm Claire O'Leary. I'm the Director of External Relations and Partnerships at the College of Medicine and Dentistry. And for September 2023, we have a generous range of scholarships to offer candidates who are interested in our one-year Masters in Advanced General Dental Practice. So in a moment, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to ask my colleagues Joe and Pam if they could look at the Q&A. There's a couple of questions in there. I'm sure we can get answers to those candidates now. So let me screen share with you. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, great. So the scholarship program is aimed at international dentists who are high achievers. They've done well in their Bachelor of Dental Surgery. They've achieved either a first-class degree or an upper second-class degree, and they have very good English as well. We've been working with some of the leading dental corporates around the UK to set up these employer scholarships. As you might know, in the UK, there is a critical shortage of registered dentists. There's a terrible shortage of dentists. Patients are struggling to get appointments with a dentist. It's making lots of national headlines in the UK and has been for a couple of years now. And the College of Medicine and Dentistry, we want to do our bit for the national crisis. And so we've created this program where we're matching highly talented international dentists with dental employers in the UK who desperately want dentists to work for them, whose patients really need to see them. And in the middle part is our master's program, which, as Marwa has explained, helps to bring up international skills and dental knowledge to UK standards. Not saying that international is inferior, but there are just some differences in relation to patient communication and ethics and professional standards that are specific to the UK. So our master's program covers that. What's new for this year are these scholarships, and we're going to talk to you through these now. So we have 150 scholarships to award to candidates who demonstrate that they have the academic and clinical levels that are a little bit higher, and so we have some scholarships worth 30%, 150 of these to be precise. We also have a smaller number. We have 2 scholarships that are worth 100% of the tuition fees. So effectively, you would only have to cover your own living expenses for the year of the masters. And we have a smaller number of scholarships that are worth 50% of the tuition fee. And how we're doing that is how we're finding eligible students to award these scholarships to is through a two-stage selection process. So first of all, this is our list of eligibility criteria. As I had mentioned, strong English, strong performance in dentistry as demonstrated from your bachelor's degree. And the first step of the process is to complete a 2-hour multiple choice question exam about general dentistry. Candidates start by filling in an online scholarship application form. It's a very short form. You could do it on your mobile phone. It's literally asking you for name, contact details, the type of dental degree that you have, your institution, and when you did it. Then we need to collect a £20 examination fee. This is not refundable, and it's just covered the cost of administering the exam. The exam is open now, and it will close on the 20th of June. It says 14th, but actually it's the 20th. We have it because we've had a lot of demand. We are extending that window, and it will close on the 20th of June. We will look at the results from the first stage, from the online exam. And for the first 150 top scorers, we will award a 30% tuition fee scholarship. And we'll notify candidates whether they have been awarded this on the 21st of June. For the top scoring candidates, those who score within the top 50 of all the students taking the exam, they will be invited not only to receive the 30%, but to compete for an alternative higher scholarship, one of the 100% or the 50% scholarship. And that one will be measured by a practical exam. So we're running practical exams. It will be 2 preparations conducted on a phantom head. And this will be taking place in a choice of 4 locations. So we are doing it starting in Dubai, and then we have a practical session in Birmingham for anybody who is locally based. We have a practical exam in Kerala in India on the 1st of July, and finishing in Marmara University, Istanbul in Turkey on the 3rd of July. So we will look at the practical exam results, and we will invite the very top scorers to an online Viva exam, just a final assessment of their ability and their communication skills. And then we'll notify all the candidates the higher candidates of the results and whether they have won one of these higher value scholarships by the 7th of July. We're going to be looking at their scores in the online exam. We're going to be looking at their practical performance. We're going to look at their degree and the degree classification. And then we need candidates to confirm whether they want to take their scholarship, and then send in all of the documentary evidence to prove they have they meet the eligibility criteria. And they will need to pay the course deposit. We take the course deposit up front so that it's easier when you're submitting your financial evidence for your student visa. You have a lot less to show because you've already paid a good chunk of it to the college for your tuition fees in advance, and they will be taken care of. Okay, so the main message, and then I should whiz down to the end. We will sponsor you for your student visa. Candidates need to prepare their finances. We'll help you with the visa support, their pre-arrival, if you're bringing dependents with you. And you might realize that at the moment, the UK immigration rules for students, including postgraduate students, permit you to bring dependents with you. But from January 2024, the rules are going to change, and postgraduate students will no longer be permitted to bring their dependents. So those candidates who are looking to come and are able to start in September entry, they still will have the right to bring their dependents with them. You will go through our course, you'll go through all our intensive preparation for the overseas registration exam. During the course, we will give you, we will enroll you on a dental nursing program at no extra cost. And this is specifically to enable you to go into part-time work at a local dental practice. You would work as a dental nurse, that would be the capacity, and you'd be able to receive part-time earnings through this. And it's great because you're still in a clinical setting and you're learning how clinical practice working in the UK. And then after you've graduated, you'll sit your overseas registration exam. We will have given you lots and lots of practice. We hope that you will pass first time. And when you do, we'll support you getting onto the register with the General Dental Council. The scholarships that we're awarding, they all come with a guaranteed job. As I said to you at the beginning, dental practices, dental employers in the UK are desperate for more workers, for more dentists, qualified dentists. So they're willing to invest upfront in the cost of your education in return for your commitment to work with them. And they will sponsor you for up to 5 years during your as you start with them. And after 5 years working in the UK, provided you followed the immigration rules, you will be eligible to apply for what we call indefinite leave to remain, and meaning you can stay studying, working, living in the UK without the need for visas. The remuneration is really good. You can expect to be earning between 35 to 50,000 pounds in your first year. Actually, today we were speaking to some Scottish dental providers, and they said in Scotland, first year dentists can expect to earn up to £100,000 a year working full time and working in the NHS or a mixed NHS dental practice, which is a significant salary for a first year dentist. Other places in the UK, the first year is between 45 to 50, and the second year 70,000 to 100,000. So we're offering this whole end-to-end opportunity. So I'd recommend if you are an internationally qualified dentist and you have an appetite to come and work in the UK, you're looking to take your career internationally, please do consider applying now. The deadline for entry for this September will be the 20th of June, because that's when the online exam closes. So if you send us your form, you pay the £20 examination fee, sit the exam, and then we can consider you for the 2023 intake. Okay, Hakan, I've spoken a lot. I'll hand back to you.
No, thank you so much, Claire, for the information. So we have been informed about the school, about AGDP, about the scholarship, and I would request from Professor Mahir, if he's available now, to inform us about what is going to happen after we graduate from AGDP. So the route to be a dentist, the ORE exam, or how it happens. So I will be happy if you can just explain that, please.
Thank you, Hakan. So historically, all international dentists, they would need to pass the registration exam, which is currently called the ORE exam in the UK. The shortage in workforce in the UK has sort of indicated that we need more exams, because we had problems with exam slots within the last few years. And after the 8th of March 2023, the government has indicated to GDC that you need to open more exam centers, and that will happen in the year 24 and the year 25. So we have information that there will be loads more exam centers and exam slots in the year 24 and 25. And students who finish our program, they'll be well suited and trained to complete the ORE exam. During the program, we also train students to undertake the LDS exam, which is another exam that is done by the Royal College of Surgeons. Either exams will lead to registration in the GDC. So finishing the ORE Part 1 and 2, or LDS Part 1 and 2, will lead to registration in the GDC, and we will be training the students intensively on these exams, basically. After finishing the exam, students will be provided with guaranteed job opportunities, mentorship towards the NHS performer number, and within 2 years, they will be basically working in a dental practice, or they might be opening their own dental practice if they want to. But the current scholarship provisions are for work or employability and working with a dental corporate. And that's a guaranteed opportunity for those who will pass the exam. So back to you, Hakan.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Maher. There is a hand raised, but I'm just giving that. So normally I was planning to do that on Q&A session, but let's give a small break for that. So Maria Mohammed, you can please feel free to ask your question.
My question, hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my question is today, I saw this post on Instagram about you are inviting international dentists for this great opportunity. So I applied in this, but I found a difficulty in transferring the pounds, 20 pounds, like payment method was not working. There was something.
Maria, that there was a problem today, but we had a technical problem. But I think if it's working now, if you want to try it again, we did have a problem earlier on, but it is now resolved.
Okay, my second question is, thank you. My second question is, it's important to give IELTS examination before sitting in the multiple choice question exam.
No, you don't need to do that before. Do you have you ever taken an IELTS test before?
No, I haven't taken any IELTS exam before.
Okay, so what we're saying is that you don't need to take an IELTS before you sit the online exam. But
Okay.
in order to be to receive one of the highest scholarships, say you do really well in the exam, say you're in the top 50 performers, we would want to consider you for a 50% or a 100% scholarship. But at that point, we'd need to know that you were going to be able to get an IELTS certificate, and the latest we'd need to see that certificate, I think, is it early July, Joe and Pam?
Correct. Yeah, we'll need to have that first week of July.
As well as that, if you are granted the 30%, we will need to see that you have a good understanding of English. And we will put a link in the chat box of all the alternatives that you can give. IELTS isn't the only one that we accept.
Yeah. So you've got that slight difference. If you are lucky enough to receive the 30% tuition fee scholarship, we don't have to see IELTS. We can accept some alternative measures of your English competency. But if you're going for one of the higher scholarships, we will need to see an IELTS certificate in a few weeks' time.
Okay. My question is that multiple choice, after giving the multiple choice question, we will be having our practical exam too. So is it will be mandatory for us to give IELTS before the practical exam, or it can be given after practical exam?
Yeah, it can be given after the practical exam, and the practical exam will only be for the top performers, the top 50 performers in the online exam. We won't insist on seeing IELTS at that stage, but I guess you need to be confident that you will be able to get the IELTS certificate. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Maria. I think you ask your questions. Is there any question from you? No.
No, not yet. Thank you.
Thank you. So, we have some other hands raised as well. we will allow. But before that, Claire, can you please explain more about, you just briefly said, about new visa regulations. Actually, how does visa system works? So what they need initially, because I know it is not they have the CAS number, it's not difficult to get this visa, but there are some good opportunities, especially for the for after the education and during the education, but it's changing soon. So can you just inform us about that, please?
Sure. Yes. I mean, the student visa, it's a really good visa, and the college, together with our partner Ulster University, we have a very high visa success rate. The students that we sponsor with a CAS, they get their visas because, you know, we sponsor highly talented individuals who are qualified dentists. So that's a good point. Students are permitted to work for 20 hours a week during the term time, and they can take a part-time job and work sort of an unlimited number of hours during the university vacation periods. Students also are, if they've been here for at least a one-year course, they are eligible to apply for what's called the graduate route, which is a post-study work type of visa. And so some of our students do that. And sometimes if there's been a gap between finishing, they're graduating for their masters and waiting for their registration exam seat, some of them have decided, I'm going to stay in the UK, I'm going to apply for the graduate route and stay in the UK. And this route allows you to take any kind of full-time work, obviously not as a dentist until you've passed your registration exam, but as in any kind of other field. At the moment, the student visa rules permit you to bring dependents with you to stay with you during the duration of your program, but that is changing. The UK government are a bit concerned that the number of dependents has really rocketed, and so they want to put some brakes on that, and they want to limit so only PhD students will be allowed to bring their dependents from January. Master students will not be allowed to bring their dependents from January 24. Does that answer your questions, Hakan? Is that the sort of thing?
Yes, thank you so much. So that was very important, like key points. So we don't want the students to miss this opportunity. So
yeah, I suppose we just to add to that, you know, that we have to just allow enough time for things. We prepare our students well, and that's partly why we have a very high visa success rate. So students will need to be ready. One of the most challenging areas, and the kind of key reason if there are other visa refusals, and generally across all universities, if it's going to be a refusal, it's going to be based on finances, not having enough finances sitting in the bank for the required 28 days and being able to bring evidence of that. So, you know, we'll be working with our student candidates to make sure that they've put that required money set aside in good time, and we'll do that and make sure that they have taken that action before we generate the CAS and provide them with the CAS. But yeah, getting your finances ready, getting your English ready, and making sure you've sent all the documentary evidence we asked for in good time. That's key to getting a nice smooth student visa application through.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to make a very brief summarize that now College of Medicine and Dentistry is the unique school for aiming for the dentists and medical doctors for their graduation, after their graduation, and for masters and PhD. And today we are talking about AGDP program, Advanced General Dental Practice. It's aiming to gain more dentists to the UK for the dentists out of the UK. And we have a great scholarship opportunity, which is ending soon on 20th, and they can apply from our website, from the landing page, and to the exam. So after the graduation, they have a guaranteed job opportunity depending on their GDC registration.
That's right. Yeah. They
Which
must
is
pass.
totally,
yeah.
which is totally dependent to ORE exam. Wow.
That's
Am
right.
I,
Yeah.
am I, okay, I'm a good student, I think, good listener. Thank you. So thank you very much. Now we are doing the Q&A session. So the panelists, if you have anything to add, please feel free to add. So Joe and Pam, can you
Yes.
see the hands raised, Joe?
Yeah, we've been going through the Q&A, and I just thought it might be easier if I read out some of the questions, and maybe Claire, you can sort of give some answers out to some of these. We've answered the vast majority of them, and I know some people have just joined, so I may repeat a couple of the questions as well. So first question is, can we apply now to join from January 2024? For the course, yes. For scholarships, my understanding is that this scholarship window is for the September intake. But Claire, please, if that has changed, do clarify.
No, that's it. These scholarships are for the September intake. You know, we're interested in candidates who are, you know, we want to hear from candidates who are interested in the January 2024. We would like their contacts. We'd like to work with them, answer their questions. But these 150 scholarships are aimed at the September 23 intake.
Perfect. It's got a question here. Is the final year BDS student apply for this scholarship? Depends when you're due to graduate. If you're going to be graduated in time to start in September 2023, then yes, you can be a final year BDS student. So we've got, I'm an orthodontist in Turkey, ortho specialty degree is equal to PhD in my country. Should I pass the same pathway as well? Answer is yes. This is open to everybody. As long as you're an overseas dentist who want to come and live and work in the UK, this is the program that prepares you for that. Yes,
there's you know, all internationally qualified dentists and specialists. My understanding is they have to pass the same overseas registration exam. To start with.
Another question from Ekram. What will I be asked to do in the practical exam? I understand that there is a reading list on our page, so please go and have a look on there. In terms of the actual questions, of course, we can't tell you the questions now. I'm sure you can understand because it is an exam, Ekram.
I could add to that, Joe. Yep, we've got two exams. The first one, as you say, the multiple choice question, all about general dentistry, and there is a reading list, as you've said, on the bottom of our webpage. The second exam is a practical exam, and that's going to be on a phantom head, and we're going to ask those candidates to do 2 preparations, and I don't think it's in the public domain what they are, but they're regular preparations that you'll be used to, and we'll be assessing the performance on those teeth, and that would just be on a phantom head.
Okay. Is there any exemptions, sorry, from IELTS examination? I'm a Canadian citizen and I studied in full English. Dentistry Istanbul. There is potential for IELTS examination if you're a Canadian citizen. We have a list of countries who are exempted from IELTS, and we're happy to share those with you. If you drop us an email, we can send you a list for that. In fact, I'll find that now and I'll put it in the chat group whilst my colleague Pam continues with Q&A.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Joe, we've got a few hands that are raised. Shall we go through them and see what questions we get?
Yeah.
Can I before we address the other questions, Joe? It's an important point. The exemptions of IELTS. I think the best source of information regarding exemptions of IELTS is the GDC website. I encourage everyone to go on the GDC website and look to what are the recognized exemptions to IELTS. because regardless of the program, ORE IELTS is one of the recognized exemptions, is a requirement for applying for ORE or LGS. So I don't think this case can be exempted, Joe. If the BDS was completed in Istanbul, that needs to be reviewed closely. It has to be completed in a country where English is the first language, or the university is a recognized university.
Correct.
Okay, so let's go through the questions. So we have a hand raised by Ibella. Do you want to ask your question? Do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question?
So who did you allow to ask question, Pam? Is it Ebele?
That's the one, yeah.
So I'm trying to make unmute.
Okay, if not, we can go.
No, we can't do that. Okay,
Okay,
let's
let me
try
go down to the
Ebele
next
again.
one.
Yeah, we can go to the next one, please.
Chamran, let's allow you to talk. Do you want to ask your question?
Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Nam from Cambodia. Actually, I'm an orthodontist, and I would like to know whether this scholarship is limited to the age for the application, because now I'm 42 years old already, but I don't know whether they still accept or not.
Is the question, is there an age limit to this scholarship?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, there's no age limit. That this is based on skills and academic and clinical merit. So that no, there isn't. If you can pass, if you've got a Bachelor of Dentistry, if you can pass our online exam, if you can, and then if you can do really well in the online exam and you're in the top 150 candidates, and you can provide all the evidence for the eligibility criteria, your English, your dentistry degree, this age is not a factor.
So that's great. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So we've got another question that's coming through. You've had your hand raised for a while. Abdurrahman, do you want to go with your question?
Yes, how are you, ma'am? Can you hear me?
Yes,
We can.
hear you.
Okay, I have a question that that there is a test tomorrow. Am I right regarding the scholarship?
The online exam, yes, will be open tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me that how this will exam be? This will be more clinical based or theory based, so that we can prepare accordingly ourselves.
Okay, I think that might be more of a question for Marwa, if she can answer that.
Can you please repeat the question?
I want to ask that tomorrow there is a scholarship test. So I want to ask that this test will be more theoretically based or clinically based, so that we can prepare us accordingly.
The multiple choice questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
the questions, they are mainly theoretical. However, they can include the clinical application knowledge.
Okay.
They can cover clinical aspect or ethical law and ethics of practicing dentistry. But of course, they are mainly around the theoretical topics.
Okay, I have graduated from full English. I have graduated from a recognized university in English. So am I exempted from IELTS if I clear this exam, online exam?
Where did you graduate from, if you don't mind me asking?
I graduated from Pakistan.
Okay, we had cases where the GDC was happy or accepted recognized university where the teaching, so you need a letter from the university to confirm that teaching, assessment, and communication was all in English, was all completed in English during your years of study. However, go on the GDC website. It's as I said, it's the best source of information. Exemptions to IELTS is always subject to rejection.
Yeah.
So the solid ground is the IELTS.
And also,
yeah, go
Marwa,
ahead.
if I can add in, there's actually two stages where we're thinking about English, and the first stage is about the type of English that will be that will satisfy the UKVI for the awarding of a student visa, and Ulster University, who gives the CAS, they will kind of decide how best to manage that, and they'll decide what they will accept and what they won't. So that the English to be for recognition for your student visa. And then the second point, as Marwa says, is about the English that will be recognized by the GDC when you're taking your overseas registration exam and you want to be, and you pass it and you want to be admitted to the register. So we've got two moments where English is a consideration, and the first one will be about in connection with your student visa. And for that, Pam has put in the chat the link to ulster.ac.uk, the English language requirements, that the things that we can accept in order to give you a CAS for your student visa.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. The next question, we have a hand raised from Femi. Do you want to ask your question? Unmute yourself. Femi, do you want to ask your question?
Ebele, you unmuted. Ebele unmuted. So
We can go to Abella, yeah, if you're ready with your question.
So Hakan, we had invited Opeyemi.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you, yes.
Who are we speaking to?
Okay, Ebele.
Okay,
From
hello.
Nigeria. Phoenix
Okay.
City, Nigeria.
Mhm.
I came in a little bit late, and my main question is to know how much the program costs and the duration of the master's program.
Sure. So the master's program, if there is no scholarship applied, is £37,500, and it's a 12-month program.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Femi, do you want to go with your question? I saw you.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Thank you. Am I on?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a great privilege to be able to participate in this meeting today. Though I didn't join on, I didn't get that the beginning part of the meeting. I couldn't get it because of network issues.
Okay.
My name is Opeyemi. I want to ask about the issue of the scholarship thing. For me to be able to apply for the scholarship, do I have to what are the requirements that I need? I missed that part. And
okay.
Yes, I want so that just a step by step this is so that I can start applying.
Okay, I'd tell you what I'm sharing on the screen is our scholarship webpage. So it's worth you having a look at this. But in answer to your question, can you see the screen, Pam?
Yes, I've also put the link in the chat box.
Brilliant. Okay, so here's our eligibility criteria. So you're going to have to perform really well in a 2-hour online multiple choice question exam about general dentistry. You must have, for the scholarship, you must have at least a first class or upper second class Bachelor of Dental Surgery or the equivalent type of dental degree from an recognized international dental school. We would like to see your evidence that you are scoring very highly. Okay, and then you must have English language, as we've previously discussed. If to be considered for one of the higher scholarships, 50% or 100% scholarship, we're looking for IELTS 7.0. For the 30% scholarship, we would accept IELTS 6.5 or an equivalent to an IELTS certificate. In the chat, you'll see a link to the types of alternative measures of English that we and the University of Ulster will accept. But for the high scholarships, we do insist upon an IELTS certificate showing 7.0. Does that help? Does that answer your question?
Yes, to understand. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I have the issue. I have to write another one because the one that I wrote 2 years ago has expired. Can I still use it? Although I finished from a university where your English was a means of training during my undergraduate days, even up to the postgraduate level. So I don't know. Can that be still prevent me from writing the exam? If I don't, possibly writing the IELTS later, later in the year or something.
Which country are you from? Sorry.
Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria.
Okay. Joe?
Or the MSc itself, so this is not in relation to registering with the GDC. If you're from Nigeria and you hold a WAEC or NECO, the link that Pam has posted in there, you'll be able to see what scores the university will accept. So if you have a grade C6, C5 or C4, I believe Ulster University will exempt you for the program itself. But of course, in regards to the GDC, you will be required to take an IELTS.
100%. When you do share these results with us, you'll also have to share your PIN number with us so we can access the results.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Questions?
I would like to. I'm praying that this opportunity I will gain one of it, because my wife just left for UK now, and I'm believing God that I'm going to join her very soon. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Nice, thank you. Okay, Dr. Eshwar, do you want to ask your question? Hi, can you hear us? Can you hear us okay? If not, we can come back to you.
I think we can go through Dr. Abdul Rahman, then we can come back maybe for Dr.
Yeah. Do you want to just unmute them? I'm just trying to find them in the list.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hi. Can you hear me?
We can, yes.
Okay, I have asked a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have another question I will try to ask in next few minutes.
Okay, if you have your question now, you can ask now.
Okay.
What was your question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Actually, I have graduated in June 2023. So our result haven't come yet. So as I am seeing on the application form, there is written that what is the grade of your degree? Is it upper class, it is lower middle class, or whatever it is? So what should I write on this now?
You're on mute, Claire. You're on mute.
Sorry, when do you expect to get your final result and grade?
Ma'am, it will come in about next 2 to 3 weeks. hopefully.
Okay. Do you have a predicted grade based on your previous scores so far?
Yes, I have achieved 80 plus
Yeah.
percentile.
Yeah. So my advice would be to put your predicted grade, because I think on the form it says have you achieved the degree, or are you in process? I think there's a differentiation. So I put your predicted grade and put that the date when you expect to complete. And if it is, if you say that you're going to get the result in a few weeks, then you still will have time to join us for September.
Dr.
Okay,
Rahman,
ma'am. Thank you. Okay,
I
ma'am.
just
Thank
want
you.
to quickly check. When you say you'll get your result in 2 to 3 weeks, will you get your degree certificate in 2 to 3 weeks?
No, I will not get my degree. I will just get my result online in next 2 to 3 weeks, and after this, in about 2 to 3 months, I will get my degree.
This may have a problem. So you wouldn't get a provisional, like a provisional certificate, or
Yes, like kind of that.
If you were to get a provisional certificate with a degree transcript by, for example, the latest 4th of July, then we can accept you for the September intake. If not, you will need to go forward for the January intake.
Okay, ma'am. I'm trying this one.
Okay. So if you get your documentation in place, we're happy to take you for this intake.
Yes, I'm trying from this September intake.
No problem. That's fine. Do you have any more questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I'll just read out a few from the Q&A. Alishba says, what are we to prepare for clinical tests?
Do you mean the online exam?
I think they, good question, actually. Alishba, do you mind just elaborating on that? Do you mean the online exam or the practical exam? Note that the top people will be invited for the practical exam. So everybody should initially be focusing on the online exam.
Yeah.
And I'll just add to this as well. A few people have sort of mentioned this. The university or the college does not give you the job as a dental nurse.
No.
We prepare you to work as a dental nurse.
That's right.
Because a few people have mentioned that it sounds like the impression I get is they'll get a job through the college or the university. That's not the case. We prepare you to work as a dental nurse.
Yeah, we enroll you on National Diploma of Dental Nurse training, and because you're enrolled on that type of training, you are able to apply for a role as a dental nurse in any local practice. But the student themselves will have to go to the practices and ask for a role. But there's quite a lot of demand for student nurses, so we don't anticipate this will be difficult to find work in this capacity.
Do you want to go on to the next question, Joe?
I'm a specialist dentist in my country. Is this specialization provide some priority for scholarship? Your specialism is not going to provide you with a priority. However, as previously mentioned, your grades will be looked at. So that's good, but your specialism is not going to provide you priority. Reply of the webinar, is it possible? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Marjola. Reply of, do you mean a copy of the webinar? It is being recorded if that's what you mean. So I'm sure the team will be more than happy to share that with you. Will we be able to see questions and answers section after the webinar is finished? I don't think Zoom allows that, so unfortunately I don't think you'll be able to see the Q&A once the webinar is complete, but of course you will hear most of the answers on the audio. I finished my residency in orthodontics in India, post GDC registration. Will I be practicing as an orthodontist or general dentist? You'll be practicing as a general dentist. If you want to take an MSc in orthodontics or to go that route, of course, you can do afterwards. But this is general dentistry, as the name suggests. What is the average pay for a student nurse? Pam or Claire, are you able to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think this is normally a minimum wage job. So the pay range is between £18,000 to £30,000 pro rata. So that's on a full time. If you did that on a full time basis, which obviously combining it with studies, you wouldn't. But as a minimum wage job goes, that's pretty good.
Okay, great. Saadet, actually, I'm a prosthodontist. I have a PhD professor. How can I find a job? Can I work in university? So just to reiterate that again, the University of Ulster and the College of Medicine and Dentistry does not deal with recruitment. We can sort of point you in the right direction, but we do not offer jobs in that sense. Of course, once you finish your ORE and LDS, then we have employers that you'd be working for as part of this scholarship scheme. So you'll see full details of that on the scholarships page, which the link has been shared. So please note that we cannot offer jobs as prosthodontists, etc. We can help with jobs as a dentist once you've completed the course and passed your ORE or LDS and are registered with the General Dental Council of the UK.
That's quite right, Joe. I mean, the college has a sister organisation called Healthcare Talent, which is specialising in placing healthcare professionals who are fully registered and permitted to work in the UK, placing those with really good job opportunities across the UK. But absolutely, Joe, that the first step has to be clearing the registration exam before you could work in any sort of specialist capacity. Dr. Eshwar, did you have a question for us?
Hello.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. It's a great initiative that the organization is taking.
Thank you.
I had a question regarding the actual program.
Sorry, Dr. Eshwar, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I had a question regarding what are the things that will be focused on in the advanced general dentistry program.
Is your question?
Would you please write your question to Q&A session, Claire? Did you get the question? I think it will be easier.
I wondered if it might be a question for Marwa. Was it a question about the content of the program, the Masters in Advanced General Dental Practice?
Yes, yes. My question is whether it is a certification program, like is it a credentialed program, and also what exactly it deals with, the advanced program.
Okay, yes, I think Marwa, if you would be able to come in and answer that.
Thank you, Claire. It's I am really sorry, but I couldn't.
So what I understood from Dr. Eshwar was the master's program. Is it a credentialed program, and and as well, what does it contain? What's it going to teach him? I think. Dr. Eshwar, correct me, but I think that was the gist.
Yes, that is exactly the question I have in mind.
Okay. Well, it is the credential of the program. It is an internationally recognized master. So you will graduate with an MS, Master of Science in Advanced General Dental Practice, and I would put a bracket next to General Dental Practice. So it's the content and teaching learning outcomes are focused at general practitioner levels, ensuring that their skills is up to the standard with the practice of dentistry in the UK. There's a module about contemporary approach to dentistry that introduces, and I would put an emphasis on introduces students to the fundamentals of advancements in dentistry. So the module covers understanding or introduction to what is digital dentistry, what are the component of the radiographs, understanding CBCT, how the advancement is utilized in patient care, care and understanding the risk factors around implant patients. But in general, as I said, it's the general dental practice. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, that answers my question. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Okay, did we have any more questions? We've ran slightly over time. Hakan, where are you? Shall we move to wrap this session up today?
There are a few more hands raised.
Okay.
They get their questions, or they still have.
Yeah, does anybody have a question they'd like to?
That's fine. Shall we go through to Mohammed?
Yeah, I think we can go through it because of it is Q&A session then.
Yes, Mohammed, let's hear from you. Mohammed Usama.
Unmute yourself, please. Yes, Mohammed, we are listening to you.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
First of all, ma'am, thank you for organizing this webinar and this very informative webinar for me.
Thank you.
Actually, I had a question that I am a final year student from Pakistan, final year BDS student. Shall I apply for this scholarship program?
When do you graduate, Mohammed?
I can be graduate in 2024.
Okay, so I wouldn't apply for the scholarship program now. We have 3 intakes for this program next year, January, May, and September. I can't guarantee that the scholarship program will be available for them, but in order for you to actually join our program, we need to see a graduation. We need to see that you've actually got a BDS, you completed your degree, you have the degree transcript. So you will need to apply next year. However, we can't guarantee the program will be available then, as in the scholarship program.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
I'll just quickly go through some of the questions coming through on the Q&A as well. So I applied for the online exam, but payment still didn't complete. Is there anything I can do? It sounds like our payment system may be down. If you don't mind, I'll send you a link to our support team. You can drop an email. They should be able to get that back up and running very shortly.
Yeah, thanks. It was we were having problems earlier on today, but I'm informed that it is back and working now. So perhaps try again, and then failing that, if go with the link that Joe will send to the support team.
Okay. International dentists require experience to give the exam, or final year students. I believe final year students, if you completed and you are a dentist, you should be fine to apply for this.
We still have more hands raised and questions and answers, but I think maybe we can do another session, or you can write email, or you can follow our social media accounts and ask from there, or you can just email us for your questions.
Thank you. And Hakan, Joe, Pam has just alerted me that the students who have tried to pay and couldn't pay the first time, maybe because of technical problems on our side, they actually can't go back in unless they complete a whole new form again. So yes, I think you follow the link that Joe will. How will you do that, Joe? Will you put it in the chat, or how will you send the?
Joe,
send the scholarships email in the chat.
That's the
So
one.
everybody has access to it. Just give me one moment, please.
And when sending us an email, if you put your full name that you've used in your application form and the email address that you've mentioned in your application form, we can track it down and we can send you an individual link to get your payment made. Once you've made payments, our team to the examination.
Sorry, Pam, your voice faded out. As you were saying, once you've paid, you'll get a link to the online exam, and you'll get a link to a practice exam as well. So that will help you test your equipment, and it will get, you can do a few questions so you see the style of exam question that you're going to get. You know, then go on to take your exam. You need to be in a quiet room. You know, in a quiet space. You're not going to have other people coming in and out. It's 2 hours long. You can read the reading list on the web page by way of preparation. But if you're a practicing dentist, this won't be unfamiliar to you. It's the general dentistry questions. And yeah, please, we can't wait to see how many more applicants will join us, and we wish you all the best of luck. Any more points to add to that one, Pam?
No, I think you've pretty much covered it. We've put a link in a few times, which is how to apply for the scholarship. That landing page goes through a step-by-step guide of what you need to do, what the full process is, entry requirements, what happens next. Everything is detailed in there, so do take the time to have a quick read through. You've also got a reading list at the end, which is key for your examinations. Just bear in mind the key dates. The examination does close on the 20th of June. What time is it? UK time we're going by?
Well, the actual the final thing will be midnight. So midnight UK. So get your, don't leave it to the last minute in case there are any technical problems. You try and, we ideally apply a couple of hours before that window closes. And then take the online exam. And if you are having any problems with the payment, please email the scholarships at com.org.uk email, and the team will try to help you.
100%. I will also recommend probably not waiting for the last day to get your exam sorted.
No.
Get it in beforehand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, can we just slowly close the session? I don't want to miss any question, but time is going on. So you can just email your question sent via our social accounts from everywhere. The panelists, if you have anything to add, please feel free to add. Otherwise, I'll say goodbye to everybody. I would like to thank you, the College of Medicine Dentistry team, all the panelists, for these clear and information. And before leaving the session, Professor Maher, do you have anything to add in final?
Thank you very much, Hakan. Thank you very much, the wider team in Knightsbridge Academy. Thank you, the team of the college, Marwa Al-Kassab, Director of Academic Programs. Thank you, Claire O'Leary, Director of International Relations and Partnership. Thank you very much, Joe and Pam, a very important recruitment team. Thank you very much, everyone, and hope to see you soon in the college.
Yep, hope to see you soon.
Hakan, for organizing for the webinar. Thank you.
Thanks, Hakan.
Claire,
Thank
Pam
you.
and Joe, and thank you
I hope
for
everybody enjoyed.
who attended as well. Thank you for their time.
Best of luck with the online exams, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye then.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.